The second machine age, work progress and prosperity in a time of brilliant technologies by Erik, Brynjolfsson and Andrew McAfee. Erik Brynjolfsson's and Andrew McAfee's book The Second Machine Age, Work, Progress and Prosperity in a Time of Brilliant Technology examines how digital technology affects labor market, the economy and society at large. The authors contend that technology developments in areas like automation, big data and artificial intelligence are fueling the present second industrial revolution. We'll explore the main ideas, concepts and takeaways from the second machine age in this synopsis. Introduction: a new era of progress. The second machine age, which is defined by quick technology development that are changing how we live and work, is a concept introduced by Brynjolfsson and McAfee. They contend that compared to the Industrial Revolution era, first machine age, these developments are more significant. The writers stretch how digital technology has shaped this new era and how it has the ability to advance economic growth and enhance human welfare. Chapter 1: The Innovator's Dilemma. The writers of this chapter addresses the idea of innovator's dilemma, which describes the difficulty that well-established businesses encounter when attempting to adapt to disruptive advances. Digital innovations, according to Brynjolfsson and McAfee, are upending established markets and economic structures, and organizations that do not adjust run the risk of becoming obsolete. They also present the concept of combinatorial innovation, which refers to the quick advancement of new technology by building upon pre-existing ones. Chapter 2: Moore's Law and More. Moore's Law, which forecasts the exponential increase in processing power and the falling cost of digital technology, is examined by writers. They talk about how this rule has pushed computing forward, making technologies like big data analytics, cloud computing and smartphones possible. Brynjolfsson and McAfee draw attention to the significant influence that digital technology has on a range of sectors including education and healthcare. Chapter 3: The Bounty of the Second Machine Age. The writers explore the second machine age's economic effect in this chapter. They contend that inequality and abundance are both caused by technology. Digital innovation is generating enormous riches, but it is also making the gap between rich and poor wider. In order to guarantee that the advantages of technology are distributed fairly, the writers talk about how critical it is to address this imbalance. Chapter 4: The Spread. The globalization of technology and the dissemination of digital innovations across borders are examined by Brynjolfsson and McAfee. They talk about the effects of the digital divide and how technology can be used to raise standards of living in underprivileged nations. The authors contend that having access to digital technology and the internet can empower people both individually and as a community. Chapter 5: The Big Data Revolution. The growth of big data and its consequences are the main topics of this chapter. The authors describe how numerous industries, including marketing and healthcare, are changing as a result of the collection and processing of enormous amounts of data. They talk about how big data may help solve complicated challenges and make better decisions. Chapter 6: The Second Half of the Chessboard. The writers explain the exponential development of technology using the analogy of a chessboard. They clarify that we are living in the second half of the chessboard, where innovations in technology is happening at a faster rate. They stress how important it is to be innovative and flexible in this ever-changing world. Chapter 7: The Impact on Business. Brynjolfsson and McAfee investigate how digital technology affects business models in this chapter. They talk about how the media and advertising industries have been affected by the rise of corporations like Google and Facebook. The writers also discuss the idea of the long tail, which refers to the way that digital platforms facilitate the distribution of specialty goods and services. Chapter 8 New Profits and Progress. The writers stress how technology has the power to spur economic expansion and generate new kinds of wealth. They talk about how entrepreneurship helps people take advantage of the opportunities in this digital era. The concept that conventional economic matrices might not adequately account for the value generated by the digital innovation is also covered in this chapter. Chapter 9 Winning the Race. In the second machine age, Brynjolfsson and McAfee examine the value of education and labor flexibility. They contend that since the skills needed in digital age are evolving, people and organizations must always be learning and adapting. The writers talk about how education and lifelong learning helps people survive and prosper in the digital age. Chapter 10 Labor's Race with Machines. The effects of automation on the workforce are covered in detail in this chapter. While automation can replace some professions according to Brynjolfsson and McAfee, it can also open up new opportunities. They talk about the idea of technological unemployment and the necessity of supportive policies for workers who are displaced. Chapter 11 Beyond GDP. The gross domestic product is the traditional metric used by the authors to measure economic progress. They contend that the full value of digital innovation and its effects on well-being are not fully captured by GDP. They investigate alternate matrices for progress that account for sustainability and quality of life, such as Bhutan's Gross National Happiness Index. Chapter 12 Are we in the jobless future? Brynjolfsson and McAfee tackle the issue of technology taking jobs away from people. They contend that although technology may automate certain jobs, it also generates new employment prospects. The authors stress how crucial it is to use education and the retraining to equip the worker for the rapidly evolving nature of the labor market. Chapter 13 The Economics of Ideas. The writers talk about the special qualities of digital commodities which are almost completely free to duplicate. They go into the difficulties associated with pricing and delivering digital goods, as well as the effects on sectors such as publishing and music. The freemium model, in which certain items or services are provided for free and premium features are charged for, is another idea discussed in this chapter. Chapter 14 The Revolt of the Middle. The effects of technology on the middle class, as well as the problems it presents for income inequality and job stability, are discussed by Brynjolfsson and McAfee. They talk about how laws supporting workers in digital area like pay, subsidies and portable benefits are necessary. Chapter 15 The Age of Digital Athens. The writer examines how technology might improve civic participation and political processes. They talk about digital technologies and crowdsourcing examples that let people take part in decision making. They stress how crucial it is to use technology to advance citizens' participation and democracy. Chapter 16 The Brave New World of Digital Intimacy. The effect of technology on relationship and social interactions is covered in this chapter. The difficulties and possibilities posed by social media, online communities and digital communication are examined by Brynjolfsson and McAfee. While they contend that technology may improve relationships between people, they also bring out issues with privacy and the blurring of borders. Chapter 17 The Unfinished Revolution. The writers discuss the ongoing second machine age revolution and revolutionary potential of digital technology in the last chapter. They place a strong emphasis on the necessity of flexible policy, the importance of education and training, and a dedication to tackling the problems of inequality and job relocation. Conclusion: Shaping the Future of the Second Machine Age. The Second Machine Age by Brynjolfsson and McAfee offers a thorough examination of how digital technology is affecting society, the workforce, and the economy. The book emphasizes how the second machine age has brought about significant changes in how people, groups, and governments must adjust to define its destiny. The book's major themes include the rapid advancement of technology, the effects of big data, how the structure of work is evolving, the need of education and flexibility, and the difficulties associated with inequality and job displacement. The authors contend that whereas technology offers enormous potential for advancements and abundance, it also poses crucial queries regarding its distribution and social effects. Finally, the second machine age provides an insightful examination of the digital revolution and its potential to advance both economic development and human welfare. It emphasizes the necessity of taking proactive steps to create a brighter future for everybody and offers a roadmap for navigating the potential and difficulties of the digital age.